What's also doing very well in today's session is the Prime Focus. Remember, earlier in the day, we did give you the news that the management is forming a joint venture with LaserNet, which is going to cater to broadcasters in South Africa. Mr. Ramki Sankanarayan, the Managing Director and CEO, now joins in to throw more color on what this means for the company. Thanks very much for joining in, Mr. Sankanarayan. If you could just highlight what the details are of this joint venture and what exactly it brings to the table for your company.
Sure, thank you. Prime Focus actually our cloud-based technology clear now has been gaining acceptance around the world, and today's announcement I think is that sort of yet another step in that direction. That today we've formed an alliance with a company called LaserNet to actually take our cloud-based technology and the digital content services that we deliver around the cloud technology to South Africa. And so essentially that's sort of really what we're announcing. And the interesting aspect of this is that LaserNet is already an internet service provider that uniquely has actually connected the existing media players in South Africa. So they have already connected all the leading broadcast networks and so on in South Africa. And on top of their existing telecom network, we actually are layering our cloud-based technology. And that sort of is a very powerful combination for the South African market. And interestingly, to the larger sort of African market at large, because, we think South Africa is really a gateway to the African market.
Right. And if you could just spell out for us what the extent of capital expenditure on this joint venture is going to be, and also what the sort of revenues that will flow to you on account of this is, and if you could give us some sense of the revenue timelines as well.
Certainly, I think, naturally as part of our worldwide cloud deployment, this would call for, technology sort of that we will deploy locally closer to the customer. We call it the hybrid cloud technology. And that hybrid cloud technology will call for an initial investment of about $2 million to start with. And we also think that given the connect that our partner LaserNet has in South Africa, we think that it should be fairly revenue accretive next year, next fiscal year. And I anticipate that it probably would be in the region of about 8 to 10% of our next year revenues.
So you said that the hybrid cloud technology was $2 million. So is that the amount that you shelled out for this joint venture?
That's correct. Interestingly, as part of that alliance, if you will, they already have finite investments that they have made in terms of the network, right, and the relationship that they bring into the table. And so I think that sort of really is the infrastructure. We will be sitting on their network operating centers in South Africa.
Okay, and just one last question. There's been so much talk of your fundraising plans. When can we expect an announcement on the same?
Oh, well, it's, we've always talked about that we are looking at a value unlocking mechanism in our subsidiary companies around the world. And I think that sort of exercise is well underway. And, I'll let you know shortly as soon as we have something finite to talk to you about.
All right. We look forward to it. Thanks very much for joining in.